Day has finally come. We are talking about the Skylines. I don't have this open. It's obviously in the vault. It's obviously in my collection. This is the RLC GTR 34 Nismo. It's got a lot of extra details on it. Still costs a fair bit of money to find. This is by far my treasure. And that's about all we're going to show of that one, because this is the peak, the epitome of what the Skylines have turned into, and we'll show you right from the beginning where they started from. Alright, we're going to set this back down here. Look at that beauty. Just so nice. It's not a Zamac, of course. The Nismo there, it's got the Nismo graphics on the side and on the hood. The hood opens up and you can see the RB. It's beautiful. R34 Skyline, Real Riders, yada yada. Okay, I'm just going to throw up a couple old ones just while I put this away here. You might be able to see that one in the background too. I'm just going to put this away. I think you can still find these for about 120 bucks Canadian or higher. Okay, this is where things get a little goofy, because these are all technically Skylines. This old one, I think this might say it's an 87 or 2, or the second here. This is the 82. And this is just a Skyline. The one in the back is an R32 GTR. And this one is, let me check on the bottom quick because I got the number wrong. I don't think it has the date even on here. But they had some of these GTRs really early, and up to the 70s. And then they kept making Skylines. But the Skylines weren't all GTRs. So this was the last GTR that they made before it switched to the Skylines, and they didn't produce any more of the Skylines until the GTR Skylines, until 89, I believe it was, when this one came out. In between that, they still made cars. Nissan had this one, which is the R30. Let me see if we can get a better view here. RS30. This was turboed. It was a race car. There's a famous guy that raced it. You can check it out. It was in the Super Silhouette series. That I'll bring those cars out when we get to them. But this is a Skyline. It kind of looks like one, but it's not a GTR. So this is the, if you know how that goes, this is the RS30. I don't know what the 31, and then there's the R32, and then there's the R33, the R34 that we all know, and then it went to the GTR 35 that came out in 2017. So before this casting came out, that's right, we just had an accident, that's okay. These are both the same. I'm going to put this up here so you can see it, because the one on the left, the red one, you can't see the details on it. It's just junk. Not junk, but it came in a 5-pack, so there's nothing on the front. And the paint's just kind of whack. With these ones, though, Hot Wheels didn't know what was coming out ahead of time, because the first Skyline came out, I think it was 2002. And it was in this body casting right here. And funny enough, I actually have, let's see if we can see it here. In my collection, check out the website. This is the first edition. So this Skyline, it's hard to see. Can't see it. Is the same casting as this one. Can you kind of see the background there? I'm not going to open up the first edition, obviously. The one in the background here, I have the international first edition and I have the American first edition, which was hard to find. They look like this, and as you can see with this weird body kit and the hood and the wide body kit there, it does not look like this one at all. Let's back this up a little bit. Can you see that? The one on the left was the casting. It came out as just called the Skyline. They didn't know if there was going to be any other ones. So this was the casting that they had. I'll have to look up the details, or you can do it, look it up on my website. I have all the info and fun facts, fast facts, sometimes people call them, about this casting, when it came out and how long it lasted. They're very, very numerous castings. I don't know if that would be even the word. Just variations of this casting. I tried to collect all of them, meaning that every year the casting came out, I got one. If it was the web series, if it was whatever it was in, I tried to get them. If it was a treasure hunt, it was 2007, this was a treasure hunt, I have that as well. You can see that on my website. All the way up to, like I said, I think it was 2008 was the web series. And then every year that they were in something, I tried to, drop stars was the other one. There's 3 colors of this in the drop stars, and I have all 3 of those. They kept this for quite a while and used it for a lot. But you can see the body kit is on there. So this came out in about 2002. I might get the dates wrong here. So like I said, you're going to have to roast me in the comments or just look on my website to get the actual details. This was out for a while. And then in about 2010 is when they released the R34. I also have that in the first edition casting. It's probably my most expensive one, maybe. And this, of course, is the R34. This is a premium, though. But after this one with the body kit, it was just called Skyline. Later, it was recognized to be the R32. I don't know if you can see it in this black. The black doesn't have any deck on the front either. But this is actually the same car. You can see this one over here is the body kit on it, and there was some other things I forget that were actually different about it. So until the 34 came out in 2010, this was the only Skyline that Hot Wheels had, and it just fell under Skyline. Now it's considered Skyline and then slash the R32. This one's really great because it is the Godzilla casting. And if you know, a lot of people like to, if I hold it like this, you can kind of see. But a lot of people called this Godzilla because this car, not necessarily in this body kit, but this car was the one that won all the races in New Zealand and beat all the other cars, and they nicknamed it Godzilla. So it's cool to have this on here. The R32 was Godzilla, even though people call it all GTR's Godzilla. So with that one, they still do make this casting sometimes. It comes out for special events and things like that. Such as, I have this in the packaging as well. I was able to find. My Hot Wheels are all over the house, so I was really surprised I could just find these because they're so unorganized in boxes right now. In my new place here, I can't hang them on the wall. I'm not going to take this out of the package, but you can see that it is actually the same, I hope. This is this car. This came out in the Legends Tour. And with this purple, it's got the deco on it, and that purple, when it came out as a treasure hunt in 2007, well, this just looks awful. It was orange. That purple was orange. So they redid it. And for, I don't remember which year it was. I think it was 2021. That's my light shade there. That's right. It's just plastic bottles. Low budget here. So that casting came out too, and I've collected these along the way. Like I said, I have one of these castings for every year that it came out, all the way from 2002 up to the latest ones. This casting too came out in, I think it was Need for Speed, and they changed the casting a little bit then, but it's still the same. They just had to modify it and make it fit better. I think they changed the markings and part of the handles here, but it's essentially the same too. So years later they released it as part of the video game series. So I have those, of course, as well too. The exact details on those, again, you'd have to look at my website because I don't know them offhand. Neither one of these actually has the deco on the front, but this black one is a lot nicer. So after that, we're just going to try the R32s here and see. I showed this one last time. If you remember from last one about the Pandem kits. This is the R32 as well. They turned it into the Formula Drift car. This also has a body kit on it. It's the Pandem body kit, obviously. But I find it so interesting that these are actually the same car. Just completely different casting. You can see there, the front. Those lights, you can tell that it's an R32. So the R32, those are those mains castings. And then of course, this black one. The black one is in Fast and Furious. You can get that in Premium and Fast and Furious section. And series of them. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. That might have messed that up there. But that's a pretty sick lineup of 32s right there. So the Pandem's in my vault. This one's in my vault because I have the premiums, but this is the only R32 that I have open. It doesn't have anything on the front, unfortunately, but it's still in my vault. So is this one, and so is this one. After the R32, of course, was this one. The R34, GTR R34 that everyone knows. And that's the same casting that the RLC Nismo was as well. So you get a chance to see this Nismo one in real life out of the package. It's definitely worth looking at. It's definitely worth buying if you can find it. This one particularly might have been out of the Fast and Furious as well, or the Entertainment series, where they did a lot of the cars that were out of movies. This is the one that made all the difference. It's the best car to use in video games. You can tune it. It's got the RB26. Probably the best Skyline they've ever had. Look at that. Like I said, I do have the first edition of this as well, and I have as many versions of them as I could have found over the years, as many as I could, from treasure hunts to everything. I don't have a Super, but that's my favorite car, and we're finally getting to talk about it. I'm going to show you a sneak peek of another one. And this is, of course, in the vault too, but I'm going to get to this later when we get to the other body kits. See this rolling in? This is the R34. First came out in the Mountain Drifters. You can see it's the same car. It's just got this insane body kit on it. Like the Super Silhouette series of the, if you remember from before, with the Liberty Walk kit that had the Super Silhouette with the S15 that I showed. So I'll start to bring that out too, but we're not quite there yet. You can see in here it's got a roll cage. The wheels are amazing. It's just got all those extra details and Liberty Walk on the top. I'm just going to bring out that other one to show you. This is the S15. Both Liberty Walk kits on them. Both premiums, both in my vault. Pretty amazing. This casting here, sometimes it's really expensive online. Sometimes you can find them for a good deal. Kind of depends on what the secondary market's up to. Liberty Walk has done a lot of kits now. I don't have all the cars, but they've done a lot of them in Hot Wheels, from Lamborghinis to, what was it now? The old Skylines even. They've done a really, really great job with the kits and castings with Hot Wheels. This is definitely one of the best ones out there. Now, with the Skylines that came along, I don't know if you can tell that these kind of are the same way back. Do you see any similarities in that at all? Not really. This was a Skyline, and this was the GTR. This was the last GTR. After this was made, in Japan, they still made Skylines, but they weren't GTRs. Skyline was still just a family car and just like a compact car. I guess it might not have been for them in Japan, but it was just part of the regular cars that you could buy off the lot, the Skylines. Over here, the Skyline, we didn't get them, of course, turned into the Infiniti G35. That was the Skyline in Japan. Over here, it's the Infiniti. Nissan Infiniti, Toyota Lexus, Honda, and Acura. It was quite round. It was pretty sick, actually. A lot of people modified them here in Canada. But it was just a Skyline. It wasn't a GTR. So they couldn't keep making Skylines and GTRs because they discontinued and mixed up the lines. But to get that GTR back, it was 2017, I think, that they brought back the GTR. It was not a Skyline, but it was the R35. Which is these two bad boys. These both have the Liberty Walk kit on them. The one on the left is just a main line. I have it in my collection, of course, and I have a lot of different versions of it open and in the collection. This one on the right is a premium, and it's in my vault, and I have another one in the collection. It came with a team transport, so I was able to get a couple of those so I could open it up, because you'd never get to see this just in the package. This one, of course, you've watched Gran Turismo, and that's in a lot of media and a lot of movies, and now they're fairly underrated. The latest models are pretty good. And this year, they've actually discontinued the R35s. Still has those classic lights that came all the way back from Skyline GTRs from way back in the day, from the 70s to the 80s and 2000s. They have kept those back lights. They're just so iconic of being a Nissan Skyline, even though this was just a GTR. Now these ones, 34, 35, are by Liberty Walk. Like we just said. And if you remember from my other videos, Liberty Walk did the S15 as well. Which was this one. Now these ones look very similar. I personally like the S15 better. It had the rotary in it, and it traveled around, and it got a lot of media attention. It was the first Japanese car to get into the Festival of Speed. They were worried that the European crowd wouldn't accept or wouldn't embrace the Japanese tuning cars because they're so different than the European cars, especially the British ones and the German ones. But they were overwhelmingly accepting, and they did a really great expo with this car, and the crowd loved it. They're pretty sick. And these had the super silhouette body on them. This one's just a Liberty Walk kit. This R34's got the super silhouette on it as well. And even way back, they did it with this one, the R30. All these cars raced in the Super Silhouette Racing Series, which had such crazy spoilers and scoops on them. The reason that's so interesting is because I have this. This is a fantasy car. But I want to look at it, take a look at it for a second. This happens to be the police one. It came in a lot of different versions, but this has the tiniest ass little wheels. I didn't even realize that till just now. I'm going to check and see if they're as small as that Miata. And that RX-7. There we go. I think they are the same. Now, if you notice too, this is just slammed. There's no space. Why does this look so crazy? Looks like a Liberty Walk kit, but that lip is just so exaggerated. You can't drive anywhere. The hood's so exaggerated. I don't think it does anything. A red windshield, that's a little excessive. These skirts on the side probably don't do anything. just overly exaggerated. This wide body kit is far, far too big. And the exhaust, straight up in the air. This was part of a subculture in Japan, the Bozozuko, if I said that right. Japan's all about honor, being quiet, respectful, and honoring your elders and going along with the status quo. These guys got inspired by the Super Silhouette Racing series. So you can probably see here, this has the big lip and the big exhaust. Or wing, I should say. The big exhaust was to make the car sound stupid. They purposely made their cars to look like this to go against society. This was like their way of rebelling and being punks. It was not a police car. I think this is just a Hot Wheels thing. But they looked like this. They were in like bright neon colors. They like this. They had, some of them had lights on them. These lips, they couldn't drive anywhere. It would just get stuck. Any little bump, this gets stuck. The reason they did this and looked so goofy is because they're like, I'm going to do my hair crazy. I'm going to dress crazy. You can't tell me what to do. Because in Japan, you know, their society is so different. Here, nobody gives a crap. They just do whatever they want anyway. So what they did was, this was a way to rebel and step out of their normal society. And when they would drive down the streets and the freeways, they would just bang the rev limiter and just make as much noise with these as possible. Somebody else would come ripping past them. The next guy's engine would just be... Those are great sound effects, right? Like if you like those sound effects. Press the like button if those sounded good. Okay, you get the understanding. It sounded like cheap, dirty motorbikes with coffee cans on the back of the car. There's another one for you. It didn't work out very well, but people love it. It's a great subculture in Japan. And it's a lot of fun to see them at night, just going through all the roads and everything else is quiet. See a group of guys in cars that look stupid like this, driving around Tokyo. It's pretty obvious to see them coming and going. They make a big noise and it's a big fuss. It's like a parade. And then once they're done, they go home and they're all quiet again and they're normal. But this is, even though this is a fancy car, they did a really good depiction because they have the most insane exhaust. And actually, the exhaust works. So, and these side skirts obviously don't help them go any faster. But the point with them was not speed. It was just to look and sound different and to make as much noise and piss as much people off as they could. The cops usually just let them do it too. It's kind of funny. So I think that's the Skylines. Take a quick look in here. It's the Skylines and the GTRs. What do you think about that? Even though I threw in an S15, we started with the original casting. It turned into this amazing Godzilla one. From that Godzilla one, that goofy Skyline, now they're all, of course, classified properly. But the transformation is amazing. From just something goofy all the way into a one-of-one car in real life. If you look at my collection online, this is obviously in there. It's part of the Mountain Drifters originally. It was red. Then it's in Car Culture, I believe that I got this white one. And it's so good. Obviously this is a premium and has the really nice wheels on it. This one was just a mainline. But it's the Godzilla one. So it's such a progression between being a Skyline, GTR 2, I don't have the 3, You know that 33, it actually is probably better than the 32, but people overlooked it, of course, because the 34 came out. And the 34. And then the 34 casting all the way into this Liberty Walk one that's just so nice. I love the red roll cage. It goes all the way up. All the way up. So there's my Skylines. Started off with a Nismo and ended with a Bozo Zuku. How's that? Next we're going to do the Sylvias.